So in the last 28 days, as you can see, we've managed to make over 500K on this channel. And I know you've had this been said over YouTube. Oh, like I've made this much, I've made this much. In the last 7 days, we've made 700 USD here. But that's not the only channel I run. This is yet another channel that I think I've reviewed on the channel before. But anyway, so this one's sitting at 3.3K. As you can see, kind of fallen recently, but it's time to go up again in the last 7 days. Not bad, but it's going up again, as you can see. So, and this is the shorts channel was sitting at 9.5K in the day. Now, if you're sitting there wondering, why am I blurring the channel of blah, 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 blah? Well, to be honest, I think I've reviewed a lot of channels for you guys that you should at least know at this point that I'm not full of shit. And I don't really care if you think I'm too full of shit, that's fine. But anyway, my point is that shorts, these two go-to, as you can see, with shorts, you can blast so many videos every single day. I'm not saying that one is better than the other. Sometimes with shorts, you deal with the view jails, like barely clear view jails and stuff like that. Each of them have their own quirks and have their own unique advantages. But what's interesting is that this particular video, this one video that hit 83 million views, it took less than an hour to make, right? And it was posted, and so far in about 38 days, it's made 5.6K USD. So it's absolutely insane. But anyway, I'm not saying that to flex. I'm saying that because I want to explain to you guys how stuff like this is even possible. These are not the only channels I've run. I'm going to explain to you the situation, how I arrange all these channels, so how we set up their accounts and stuff like that. So if you go ACC, that's going to be the account. How to find the niches, which is very important. How we find the video IDs, and what else is very important to this, to make sure you don't get banned, niches, do the ADS. Well, to be honest, let's just go ahead and start. This is not going to be a long video. So these niches, these channels that you're looking at right here, I'm going to just come up straight out the bat and say it, right? These channels were pre-monetized. So what does that mean? It means that then we started posting on videos on channels that already had a lot of impressions in the past. When you start any YouTube channel, the hardest part of growing that channel is getting impressions, right? When you post videos, will YouTube show your videos to people or not? That's the hardest part to, making these videos. So how we sort that, and I would say is the most important part of the process, is literally having accounts that already has trust score, already have gotten impressions in the past, and you just use that to start posting. Anyway, I was going to show this later in the video, but this is how we can arrange all our accounts. All of these different profiles all have their own individual computing systems behind them, which means that they have their own fingerprints, and they also have their own proxies. But I went ahead and hid the proxies because I don't want you guys copying my proxies. But that's how you kind of set it up. If you're wondering what this is, it's called Dolphin RT. So that's Dolphin RT. It's so tiny. So it's got Dolphin Auntie. Let me erase this. So this is how, if you're logging in on so many channels, you don't want to kind of do it with one IP address. So that's what this helps us separate everything. So we have Dolphin Auntie, and we have the fact that the channels are pre-monetized, right? I'm going to go into this, how you can get every monetized channel. If that is something, this is not for everyone, right? So there's a lot of per month. I can't freaking stop, but there's a lot of pre-monetized accounts out there that will actually hurt you, can help you. So this is absolutely not for everyone, only for people that want to do YouTube as a business. I understand risks associated in businesses. This is not like a gain. Like at the level we're operating now, and this is not like taking to us. It's like a actual business. So yeah, that's what we do on the account department. My intention, the niches department, It depends if we're doing long form. So I'm just going to focus on long form for now because that's what this channel is about. So for long form niches, right? What we don't do is copy saturated niches. So I would say the number one biggest thing I could use for niches, like I said, is the quick video. If you guys want a deeper breakdown, let me know. But when it comes to niches right here, I would say the number one thing that we do in the niches department is something that's called competition research. All right. So because we launch so many channels, we're not trying to be inventors. We're not trying to innovate, right? We do something called competition research. I apologize, my mouse is terrible today. We'll do something called competition research. And what this helps us do is identify the difference between green flags. So green flags, right? Green flags and red flags. So I'm going to be making a deeper video into this, but whatever you do it, moose research, whenever you're looking for niches, right? The single most important thing that you should try to understand before even entering the niche is trying to see how many green flags versus red flags it's in that niche. Well, obviously, I know it sounds like what am I talking about? So let me give you an example. So if you were to search for this guy called Mark, it's very easy to use this guy as an example. So as you can see, this guy a month ago, they hit 1.6 million views, 900K, 600K, 400K, 500K, 500K. So because this blew up so quickly, a lot of people were like, oh, this is the best niche and go walk to enter. And everyone's how they're copying this. The copycat method, the CC method, CC, where you're just trying to copy people, it doesn't work anymore. You never want to do this. This doesn't work. Only for niches that no one knows about, and it's so untapped, but that doesn't exist anymore. Everyone knows every niche because there's so many tools out there that allow you to be able to do this, which I'm going to be covering really soon. But what you want to do is you don't want to copy these guys, because if I start to say something like, because this is what they do, if I said something like, why did ancient humans start smoking? For example, if I try to search this random, and you scroll a little bit, you're gonna see that it's so saturated, right? This is what I would call red flags. Red flags, right? So if you're doing competition research, because that's what I'm doing right now, I'm trying to find similar videos doing like similar channels saying the same thing, you see a lot of red flags. These are all slop, okay? Like if you started to copy that channel, you would not see results, right? So what you want to see instead are what I call green flags. So the niches that we help our students do, what we call green flags. So by the way, if you do want to take YouTube seriously, if you want to help building your own YouTube channel, we do have something called hairstyle channels. So I think it flows really well. So I talk about it right here in the video. So if you go to hairstylechannels.com, what we basically do here is when it comes to the niches, right, we have to vet these niches. You have to find niches where there's someone you mark green flag. So if you were to look for competitors, all you would see are green flags. Like you would see people starting recently and also doing results, and would have systems that scan and find these niches, right, where the demand asymmetry is still so high. Like there's so much demand and still not enough supply yet. So what we go ahead and do, and we save those and we give it to you, we give it to our students. Alongside that, we give them a channel that already has trust score. So basically, whether that is pre-monetized or whatever it is, but we give them channels that can already get impressions. That's why this is the most important stage, right? So we give them channels that can already get impressions like this. Another thing that I forgot to add here is like pure volume. So I'm going to go into this in a bit, but we'll give them channels that already has thrust score, already giving the impressions, and all they have to do is to pick from the niches that we give them and start executing on it. So that's why we have fantastic testimonials here. If you go to testimonials, you can literally play everything here. I don't think anyone else has the amount of testimonials that we have in this game. And what's funny is, right, these are people that we just gave a head start, right? These are people that we took in our hands and we told them, okay, look, we're going to give you a pre-monetized channel. We're going to give you a channel that has Fresco. We're going to pick a niche for you. And the most important part is volume. Whether you're starting a channel today, you want to sort out volume before you actually start. So what is volume? So alongside that, what we help them do, because it's a head start, is set them up with teams that are extremely cost effective, right? So we get video editors from like third countries, and I know you're gonna hate me in the comments being like, oh, I'm hiring cheap talent. We pay them really well based on what they're expecting, right? So if we had third world country videos, so we can edit videos for like $5 a video, for example. $5 a video, right? But this means that we can do so much volume. For about $150 a month, for example, we can afford to like post every single day and outcompete people that can only post every other day. And this where we post so much volume, like on these channels, we are kind of skipping a day sometimes, but that's because there's a very specific strategy that we're running on this niche. But if you go to any of our other channels like these ones, you can see all our videos are very consistent. We have very consistent upload schedules. Sometimes we post 2 times a day. Why? Because the margins on this business is extremely high because we're hiring very cheap talent. So I would say if I were to summarize what is behind our systems for scaling so much, I would like put them all to this, right? So if you want to start a YouTube channel, you want to kind of skip the line a little bit. If, like I said, this is not for everyone. So if you're watching this video and you're rolling your eyes, this was never for you, right? So this video is just not made for you. It's made for those people that are tired of spending their first 6 months posting in the void, not really seeing any results, and watching every guru tell them, oh, just be consistent, or every guru tell them whatever it is. We're going to take you and we're going to give you a challenge, and you to trust. We're going to help you select a niche that has all these green flags so you're not entering saturated niches. Isn't it funny that so many gurus told you, oh, this is the best niche in the world, but no one actually told you how to do ideation. No one actually told you that it's so saturated, but are telling you to do it. So we're going to help you to not enter these niches, and we're going to set you up with systems that's going to allow you to actually scale your YouTube business as an actual business, because that's how you do YouTube. So that's all we do here, Head Start channels. It's all about giving you the head start. If you watch this video, I explain my story, why I got into this, etc., etc. But if that sounds interesting, it's not for everyone. It's a pretty good investment. So go through the application. If you get accepted, that's how it goes. But yeah, that's how we run our channels. If you have any questions, leave it down below, and I will see you guys in the next video.